In early January 2024, sub-zero conditions and a wave of precipitation brought heavy snow to the higher elevations, transforming the lush green forests of northern Idaho into a winter wonderland. With fresh snow on the ground, we set out to document Union Pacific's international operations on the Spokane Subdivision, otherwise known as the XSI line, which operates between Spokane, Washington and Eastport, Idaho. Here at mile 127 of the Spokane Subdivision, we are set up along the bank of the Moy River to capture Union Pacific Train OCAEX at Bakersfield, California to Eastport, Idaho Unit Potash Train. This train, led by UP 5384, is empties returning to Canada, where it will be interchanged with the CPKC at the international border crossing of Eastport. The train will then wait to be cleared by Canadian Customs before continuing its journey north of the border and eventually loaded with potash in Estevan, Saskatchewan. This day, the yard at Eastport was full of CPKC trains waiting to head south, which forced the OCAEX to take the siding at Schneider Creek. With that in mind, we took a few extra minutes to soak in and enjoy the quiet, isolated, wintry landscape found here in most locations along the Moy River. Nearly 1 hour later, Union Pacific train GME TFO departed Eastport with 129 grain loads, beginning its 1,300-mile-long journey south towards Famoso, California. A colorful consist of GE locomotives wearing CP, KCS, and UP liveries led today's train through the wide sweeping curve found near mile 134 of the Spokane Subdivision. As the tail end remote approaches the crossing, the train begins to slow in preparation for the meet at Schneider Creek siding. The Spokane Subdivision is primarily dark territory known as Track Warrant Control Territory, or TWC. This means that trains are not governed by signal indications and must obtain authorization via the dispatcher to occupy certain sections of the main line between very specific mileposts or station names. The information broadcast by the dispatcher is often noted on paper, and once the train reached the end of the authorized block, they must again request authorization to occupy the main line before proceeding. The southbound grain loads have cleared the north end of Schneider Creek siding, and UP OCAEX is ready to depart. These signal indications at Schneider Creek do not grant trains with the authority to proceed, like on many other main lines that are governed by centralized traffic control, commonly known as CTC territory. These signals here simply reflect the switch position, resulting in a number of obscure signal aspects. The train crews can tone the switch via radio, which is demonstrated here by the sudden change in signal aspects indicating that the switch points are now lined in favor of UP OCAEX as it departs the siding. The southbound we saw earlier has been held at the south end of Schneider Creek siding, waiting on the arrival of another northbound. Union Pacific train GSH-SET, grain empties from Hinkle, Oregon, is seen crawling towards the north switch, where it will wait for clearance to proceed north. 2 miles south at milepost 126 of the SI, we set up at Meadow Creek Crossing and wait for the arrival of the GME FTO. Before long, the train appears around the thick growth of evergreen forest, pushing through the dense snowfall pummeling this region. Miles south, we catch up to the train in the small town of Bonners Ferry, Idaho. Since we left off, the train has descended a 0.7% grade into the Kootenai River Valley, where the snow has turned to rain. With daylight dwindling, blue hour is settling in just as train GME TFO crosses the Kootenai River Bridge and into the small town of Bonners Ferry. Going through Bonner's Ferry, the train once again begins a steady climb out of the Kootenai River Valley up Shiloh Hill near mile 96 of the Spokane Sub. We take one final look at the train as it grinds up Shiloh Hill, emerging from the darkness with only a set of headlights to pierce through the enveloping darkness of the night. Although this subdivision sees few trains in a day, the slow train movements make for an easy, yet interesting chase across the SI line. As the train continues south towards Spokane, we bid farewell and return to Sandpoint to celebrate a successful day trackside on the Spokane Subdivision. We hope you enjoyed following along on another trackside adventure, and we hope to see you somewhere out there on the high iron.